Hey guys, welcome to another competitive EDH game. So I've made an edit since the last game, and that is I swapped out Black Sun Zenith for Delay, mostly because I was running into a crap load of Brea, and because I saw so much Brea, which is mostly a combo deck, I thought it more fitting to have things that can stop combo than to have things that interact with the board. Also, Black Sun Zenith is kind of weak with Tasigur because it doesn't go to your graveyard; it shuffles back into your library. So, which is nice because you can reuse it later, but it's not so nice because you don't get to use it as frequently later since it doesn't go to your graveyard, which is one of our resources. Mina and Denn Wildborn. I mean, all right. And Captain Sisay. I played against a fair amount of Captain Sisay of late. Dark Petition, one land, an Arbor Elf, which isn't that great in this hand, and an Elves of Deep Shadow. Do I think I can get there? No. Not worth the risk. This hand is pretty good. It's got a Disallow, a Snapcaster Mage, and a Days Undoing, and a Birds of Paradise. So this has interaction, and has ramp, which are two of the major things we're looking for, and then I can refill my hand with Days Undoing. So this is great. So with 4-player EDH on Cockatrice, it's kind of hard to see sometimes because everything gets so much smaller. I do prefer the 3-man EDH in terms of aesthetic, but obviously 4-player pods are more common, and is definitely going to help me prepare for the CEDH tournament via Reddit that's happening this week, which is what I'm kind of trying to prep for. So it's good that we have a Sisay deck in here because that's definitely one of the commonly played decks at the moment, thanks to Paradox Engine. Savannah, Elvish Mystic. Okay. We'll go Foothills, Birds, and I'll fetch for Overgrown Tomb. Okay, Ancestral Vision. Doesn't seem like quite like thinking about it, like it caught my eye as a card that, hey, this deck might actually like an Ancestral Vision. But the thing about Vision is that you have to wait 4 turns for it, which isn't necessarily what this deck is trying to do. It's trying to answer things kind of immediately. I mean, granted, it is definitely a deck that is trying to play the long game, but because the competitive EDH decks are actually so fast, refueling your hand at that speed seems to me like it might be lackluster. I don't know for sure because I haven't tested with it. Right now I'm running Factor Fiction, which seems like a better option. Flagstones does not come in tapped. Okay, for some reason I thought it did. Ah, the Plains card comes in tapped off the Flagstones. Got it. Necropotence this turn? I mean, I could counter Sisay, but I think that going for the Necropotence is actually going to be really good. 1, 2, 3. This certainly makes me the bad guy on this board, but alright, cool. So we hit a Remora and a Noxious Revival, both of which are actually pretty decent. Remora a little bit more so than the Revival. You may put a Fuse counter on Powder Keg, destroy each artifact with... Okay, so kind of like... I mean, it's kind of like Pernicious Deed, really. Or kind of like a Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, it's more like a Ratchet Bomb, I guess. but you can't untap it. So like you can't use Voltaic Key to kind of make that happen faster. It's an upkeep trigger. Cultivate's fine. All right. Nice. So next turn, if I want, I can play Thought Vessel and then draw like 10 cards. That seems okay to me. Okay, so I don't actually draw 10 cards, so I put 10 cards in my hand. But you know what I mean. So expect a Sisay this turn. Sisay is probably the most threatening deck at this point in the game because it can combo off pretty quickly after getting Sisay out. So I will want to be holding up that disallow to counter the ability because that'll really slow him down. Although Skull Clamp does indicate to me that he missed his land drop, and he's killing the Elvish Mystic for it, which actually isn't great, because now, yeah, he draws 2 cards, but is this players or just opponents? An opponent. Nifty. But yeah, so killing off the Mystic means he's got to wait another turn to play out his commander. Well, unless he drew another land, I mean, but anyway. Untap. I do not get a draw step. Upkeep. Just making sure there's no effects. Alright, main one. So, I'm just going to go ahead and play out the Strand. Kind of unfortunate that I can't get around Mind Sensor right now. Naturally we whiff. Alright. Let's go Thought Vessel and play a Mystic Remora. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. So actually I'll go 4 cards. Alright, so we have another blue source. That's good. And a Consecrated Sphinx, Talisman, so we have a decent... Actually, we could show and tell into Sphinx if we want. So, for those of you who are wondering, Mystic Remora has a cumulative upkeep of 1. Whenever an opponent successfully casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. They may pay 4 to counter this ability. So the original text says target opponent, but it is now when an opponent. So that was the clarification going on in the chat. So yeah, I'm trying to think if I would do okay by playing out, like playing Show and Tell next turn to try to get out Consecrated Sphinx. I certainly don't mind drawing the cards, But, you know, it might be safer to actually just play out like Talisman or something like that and then hold up mana for Disallow. Talisman and Botanical Sanctum. So I'm actually working on getting this deck together. I have half of it, not half of it in value though. I'm about 1/3 of the deck in value. But I did get I think it's 3rd edition. No, that's not right. Maybe it's 5th edition. Necropotence, which is pretty sweet. I do like the older arts in general to the newer arts, but that's just me, I think. Yep. Kind of thought that might happen. Certainly not good for me, but I am glad that it slows down the Sisay player by not allowing him to sack the Mind Sensor. Captain Sisay. This is probably pointed. Oh, it's not pointed at me. I'm surprised. Alright, Botanical Sanctum comes in untapped. I'm just going to go Talisman. You know what? I will do this. It's risky, but I'm going to do it. Alright, so he's clicking in response to reveal my hand. Yep. For some reason I didn't see that play. Yeah, that really sucks for me, so I'm not going to play anything. Snapcaster Mage here is almost horrible. Yeah, it doesn't get anything back, so... I'm probably really going to be punished for this this show and tell, so... Okay. Go ahead, people. Alright, so we hit... Oh, God. At least the 7-year-old's disc is going to pop. Why? Why would you not do that now? Which actually isn't great for me since I missed the land drop. Well, I didn't miss the land drop. I failed to find off of the Mind Sensor. Why would you not pop the disc to kill off Elish Norn and all that stuff? Because now he gets to activate Sisay, which is not what you wanted. I would have popped this before he could use Sisay. Personal opinion. How did... It died because Elish Norn. Sorry, this text is really small. Untap target creature is a 0 cost. Use this ability only during your turn and only once each turn. Tap target creature to untap target artifact, creature, or land. Seems like it can be used at instant speed. Again, why not respond to that and not let him find the cards? I just don't understand. So he will not attack. Oh, he's going to attack him. That's dumb. You're just provoking him to pop the disc. He may not have done it, but now he's definitely going to. Yeah, I'm not going to draw any more off Necropotence here. I'd rather just draw my card for turn, to be honest. Phantasmal Image isn't great right now. Amazingly enough. Go ahead and cycle. Actually, let's 1, 2. Noxious Revival. We can put Show and Tell back on the top of our library. So we're going to do this and try to get Jin Gataxius out. If that works, then we're in a pretty good position. If not, well, then we're not. Okay. Alright, so he used a counterspell on us. As long as he's using his resources, I don't actually mind that much. Although the lack of being able to play Disallow this turn kind of sucks. I would have countered Ancestral Vision potentially, but it just means I don't get to draw 7 cards a turn, which kind of blows. Would have been really, really good against that draw 3. Hopefully he does not strip mine one of my lands. Hopefully that strip mine hits Mosswort Bridge or something else that is annoying. Preordain, okay. So I think it was worth it to try that show and tell. Just didn't happen. So what we can do is we could Daze Undoing if we really wanted to, but I kind of want to wait because I have the Alchemist Refuge, so I want to do that as someone's like end step. So, all right, so it is properly the Mina and Den deck's turn, not the Captain Sisay deck. If the Captain Sisay deck, he seems to have disconnected, so if he doesn't come back soon, I will have to kick him from the room. But I don't know. Alright. So unfortunate that the Sisay deck had to leave. But it's truly not the worst. We can Daze Undoing if we wanted. Doesn't seem exactly the most exciting thing in the world. Though it would give us a fresh hand and perhaps the ability to interact, maybe. But we, like, the lack of land is really the problem. I don't really want to waste crop rotation, so I'm just gonna pitch it and pass. This allows me to hold up Disallow, which he knows about, but I'm more about holding up that kind of thing than I am the other. So that's fine. I unfortunately simply don't have a way of getting show and tell back right now, which is pretty brutal. He did not hit an artifact, so he must discard, or he likes the artifact that he hit. So he discards Stifle and an island. Going to prevent him from looking at his library. It draws me a card and shuts down a little bit of ramp. So right now, Shadow of Doubt wasn't particularly useful. The Vendilion Clique player wasn't doing much, and the I don't expect too many tutor spells out of this deck. Maybe like a Worldly Tutor or something like that. But like in general, Green-Red has less tutors than does a black or other colored deck. Black has the most tutors, obviously, and I think that blue and white are probably underneath that. Green has actually a fair amount of tutors, but it doesn't seem tremendously relevant at this point. So I've drawn a tremendously larger amount of cards than my opponents. But that does not put me in the lead, actually, at the moment. My hand is rather crap against a lot of the stuff that's on the board. So, why? Why would you do that? You can still pop it in response and blow up your Mossboard Bridge, which is unfortunate for you. Scroll Rack and an Ice Conceptor so far. Oh, and a Tunnel Vision. That's interesting. So maybe he's running something. Oh, duh, Vendilion Clique. So Tunnel Vision is like a super mill card. That's funny. Certainly a good card. It's actually in my cube. Let's see if the Clique player has anything. He doesn't. So what we're going to want to do, actually, is probably Days Undoing soon. Should give us enough interaction to prevent being Strip Mine to death. Because I do expect Strip Mine to hit me, some probability. Yeah, that blow up of the Nevinural's disc really hurt. Because it hit all my... hit all my artifacts, which was pretty brutal. Alright, let's see if we can draw a land. I mean, that kind of works. It's kind of like a land, but not exactly. Alright. He's delving for something else here, so it looks like Treasure Cruise. That's only 7, though. Interesting choice on disc. I guess tunnel vision must be one of his win cons. The good news is if... Actually, no, without a land, I can still Snapcaster back Days Undoing, which makes actually no difference because from what I originally cast. Because essentially, it would have been exiled anyway, so it's really kind of irrelevant. But I may not want to do that based on, like, depending on what I get, so... Sure. Actually, show and tell would be better than that, because I get back Jin Gitaxis, which is just gross. That was his one card in hand, was a Corrosive Grip. Wow. Alright, that actually helps me a lot. You know, the 1-mana spells are less likely to be seen than others. So yeah, I'm going to try to get back this, or I'm going to try to Snapcaster back Show and Tell this turn. Hopefully, that's enough to get me to where I need to be to win this game. Nice. As long as it doesn't hit one of my things, I'm pretty okay with this. Now, actually, Snapcaster, yeah, the other thing is much worse. Snapcaster, sorry, Days Undoing, is much worse than Snapcaster Show and Tell. And the reason is that Snapcaster Show and Tell puts Jin Gitaxis into play for me, which is just, can be game winning, so. Alright. Alright, so it is now our turn. Let's draw for turn. City of Brass. Hey, we hit a land. Nice. So we'll go ahead and go 1, 2. Alright, so we're going to grab Show and Tell. Alright, so I'm moving into the end step. And I'm going to see if anyone has any responses. Alright, I got a discard. I'm going to discard Island. I don't think I need... It's kind of tricky. I guess I can get rid of Phantasmal Image. It's not particularly useful right now, and we'll keep Signet. We'll get rid of Urborg. And Deluge doesn't seem particularly nice right now for me. This is going to be like a reality shift or something. Sure. He has no creatures in his yard, and he has no creatures in his graveyard. So if I were to replace this City of Brass with a different land, so I need one. Realistically, I need one more land. So I need another land. Sorry, I have really annoying people in my dorm all the time. But I need one more land in order to. I could entomb Palancron and exhume it, but the problem is I need that next turn, because otherwise this Vendilion Clique guy is going to have all the answers for it, which I don't want. One mana doesn't hold up that much. He can't currently pay to give that trample, so hopefully he goes for Sharer Bird. He doesn't, so I'm just going to block. So I'm going to entomb. Make sure that's alright with everyone. Consecrated Sphinx. Leovold. So I could do. Yeah, let's do Leovold. Oops. Upkeep, I'm going to Mystical Tutor. Go Exhume. Alright, so I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put 3 mana on my mana pool, and then this is 6. So 1. That doesn't work though. Damn. May have just fudged that up. So we have enough to make Dark Petition resolve. That's the real thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we could also counter Dark Petition. We don't want to do that. So we need a land. And then we're good. But if we don't hit a land, then we're kind of screwed. Nice. Please don't bounce my Leovold. Okay. Wait, why would I do it this way? There. Sorry. Alright, so this hand is fine. Certainly not amazing, but Aetherflux Reservoir might be our saving grace here, but I suppose we'll see. We do have a lot of damage coming in next turn. Six mana. Okay. He does have 5 mountains, though, so if he plays another mountain, then it's active. We'll have 9 mana next turn. Sylvan Library is awful right now. And I'll discard, I think, no, library is actually still okay because I can still kind of search. I probably don't need the swamp, to be honest. So I'm going to be gaining 5 mana a turn with this Carpet of Flowers, which is pretty big. No cards in hand, he can no longer use that Mosswort Bridge, which is also relevant. Mazavith now taps for mana thanks to Urborg, but that, I mean, meh. Didn't really do much. Not really. We're at 10 life, which is pretty rough, but I think that we can still come back. We have this Aetherflux Reservoir in hand, which means that next turn we just go like Reservoir, cast a few spells, and then we're up to a decent amount of life again. Okay for me. Yep, 12 plants. Gross. What mana do I want? I'll do green. Reasonable to pitch that. Pretty much useless until he draws enough cards, which would take some time. What is going on? Sorry, just waiting on this guy's turn. So I'm politicking a little bit. I'm asking the Clique player if he can kill Kedrick Leviathan. He can't. He said he could bounce it, which isn't relevant right now because I can't get back on the field. So I pass priority to him. Oh, he can pay it because of Urborg. He doesn't pay it because he thinks that Mazavith is not able to tap for mana, but it can. I'm certainly not going to tell him that because I don't want to lose. But yeah, he could have tapped that Maze of Ith for mana here. Which would be pretty sweet. I'm not going to help him out. All I need is for this Leviathan to die. So I can wait, fortunately. I also have the ability to draw up to 3 cards this turn off of Sylvan Library, which is relevant, given that I could be using, those 3 spells to actually win the game, depending upon what they are. Arcane Denial is certainly something that I want. The other 2, I don't really need Barrenmore right now. I'll take it, though. It at least works. Could really use something to shuffle, but I don't have that at the moment. Actually, we'll do green mana. 1, 2... 2, 3 to play Leovold. It's a shame, but did I play a land this turn? I can't remember. I did not, so I can play my island. And I'm just going to lose all this mana. I guess I should have played Tasigur that turn, since I had all that excess mana. The Dalkin Shackles. Steel Avenger Zendikar? That's fine by me. If he steals that Avenger, then you're in pretty good shape. Yeah, I certainly should have played Tasker the last turn. It would have made a big difference. I really could use, I guess, the Beast Within to kill that Zendikar's Royal, but, so is the world. I really have to pee, too, so I'm sorry that I'm shaking. I'm trying not to pee myself. This has been an hour and 20-minute long game so far. But look, we're back at 20 life, thanks to Aetherflux Reservoir, which has been game-changing for us. Rampaging Baloths. How about no? Okay. I could necromancy his Baloths. It's pretty gross. But I would prefer not to, I think. Oops. Undo last draw. So I get the Barrymore, and then I view the top 3. Yeah, I think those are fine for some reason. How much mana do I have? I'm going to have 5. Oh, yeah, I'm fine to get. Consecrated Sphinx, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. Let's gain 1, 4, 5 to play Seaborn Muse. 1, 2, and untap all my things. I hit a Birds of Paradise, nothing terribly exciting there, but I could E-Witness back Arcane Denial if I want. Could do a few things. That's one of them. It's not one of the more exciting ones. Let's see what's in his graveyard. He was going to Time Twister, and I would get to draw 21 cards, and yeah, that wouldn't be favorable for him. Nice. Disallow Gilded Drake. So now I have permission, which is huge, something I was certainly looking for. Gilded Drake isn't the most exciting thing, but it'll at least work. It's good against Wasteland, I'll say that. Gonna cycle Barrenmore. Draw a card. Untap. Draw. Top 3. Yeah, I'm going to take that crop rotation because the rest of those are kind of useless. So I'm just going to draw the crop rotation. Put Command Tower into play. Or should I put Strip Mine into play? Strip Mine allows me to blow up Mosswort Bridge, which is relevant. Yeah, let's grab a Strip Mine. Okay. Means he loses a card. And then he can look at the top 4 again, but that's fine. And then I'll just pass. I'm fine with him drawing a card. Pact of Negation, Deathrite Shaman. Cool, so now I have a lot of permission. Board state, amongst other things. Uh-oh. Alright, so you do not have enough to kill off his board. But I could kill off all the plants if I just went Mystical Tutor, Deluge, did -3, -3. I lose Leovold that way, but I don't know how much that really matters. Otherwise, we got 2 plus a lot coming at us. I'd much prefer to just kill everything off. I wonder where all this damage is going to be pointed. I would assume me, since I'm drawing billions of cards every turn and generally way ahead. So the problem with this play, for me, is that it leaves me open to being shackled. But I can always E-Witness back Mystical Tutor and get Beast Within or Abrupt Decay for that shackles, so that's not a tremendous issue. That doesn't work. Alright, so we got a Mystical Tutor. One, two. Ah, alright. And I'll go ahead and do... Alright, so now I'll just take the 4, or I guess it's just 1 from him. None of those is useful. Man, it's unfortunate. No fetch lands in the graveyard. I can take the exploration, I suppose. So I'll take Strip Mine and Refuge. Oh, and Barrenmore. Go ahead and play the Refuge, I think. Start combat. I'm going to go 14, 18, 20. It's a lethal strike at the Vendilion Clique player. Alright, and we'll end. I'm going to untap. I forgot to play my Alchemist Refuge. Whatever. Sorry, I meant to play that, and then discard. We can discard a forest and an island. That's fine. Just gonna draw. I draw 2. I guess I didn't really pay attention to how many spells I cast last turn. I misplayed that Aetherflux Reservoir, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and straight up draw a card with Barrenmore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tasigur myself, 1, 2. I think the best choice for him right now is Life from the Loam because I was like, I can get that back anyway. So putting it back in my hand doesn't do all that much. Alright, elves also make sense. I forgot about the elves being in there, so that's fine. So none of those is, I mean, like, Dimir Charm is probably the most useful. The rest of them are kind of like meh. But I'll take the Swan Song as well. So I'm just going to play a bunch of spells here. This is 5, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 5. So 5, we're going to play Talisman of Dominance. And then we'll just pass. I'm okay with him drawing something right now. Alright, so with the Delta, I get a better Sylvan Library now, because I can kind of... And this also makes Life in the Loam a little better, because I can then filter through my library. That's not great, though. I'm going to go green, blue, activate. 1, 2, 3. Oops. I can actually gain that. We'll play Eternal Witness. Gain a life. I go 1, 2, 3. So he's most likely going to pay into Kessig here. Oh, he just puts it back onto the battlefield to make another token. I'm fine with that. If he were to pump with Kessig, I would actually just block with Cataract Leviathan, and then I can continually Cataract for some time until I find a win con. I mean, I actually have Aetherflux out, which is part of a win con. But I'm going to strip mine this. No, it's fine. I can't really do much about it. So, untap. Upkeep. Gonna sack this Mystic Remora. Draw. What is in my graveyard? I do have a Mystical Tutor in here. So Noxious Revival is quite good. Limdo's Vault is actually pretty good. Soul Ring I can do without, so I'll go ahead and just lose the 4. Polluted Delta. I'll fetch. Sunken Hollow. Can't zoom any more than that, apparently. Just gonna attack with these 3. Alright, so he takes 5 from the Avenger. How many spells do I have that I can cast in my hand? I can cast all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 plus 5, plus 4, plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, which is 11. That should be enough life to win the game. Gotta make sure I'm tapping right, though, here. So blue, black, Dimir Charm, targeting you. So I'm going to move Omnath and Panorama to Grave. Then I'm going to go ahead and Noxious Revival, gain 2. I will put Leovold on top. It's kind of irrelevant. 1. We'll go 1, Rapid Hybridization, targeting my own E-Witness. 1, 2, Limdol's Vault, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I will counter my own Limdol's Vault. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3. This is 6. E-Witness. And I'll just grab back Disallow. Did I gain the 6 life from E-Witness? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we couldn't find infinite there, but we ended up just getting there anyway off spells. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.